All right. Let's just check this out. Yeah. We just share it to the boys in the league Discord. Shit. Uh, yep. OBL content. Yep. And it's up and running if they wanna have a gander. And yeah, we are here with the what you want to call it, the round 4 recap. We just also like, let's just also all right. All right. So round 4 recap, and we are just gonna take a look. Gamer, who had the most recent round 4 pick, ended up going with Quivor. It's a very good mon. Bug rock type, which is a very interesting type combo. It's actually pretty good. Um, it's got Stone Axe to set up rocks, stealth rocks while dealing damage. It's a great U-turn pivot. It gets Trailblaze. I mean, in general, it's just a pretty damn good mon, I must say. I'm just gonna see if there's like, oh yeah, it gets Sheer Force. I didn't even know Cleaver got Sheer Force. I knew it got Sharpness. I don't know what else, like what takes advantage of Sharpness. That it has. Gets knockoff for utility. More except for healing. Okay, it gets Psycho Cut. Psycho Cut would be sharpness boosted. I think Stone Axe. Yeah, Stone Axe is also sharpness boosted. Like I mentioned, U-turn Trailblaze could also, if you run no item acrobatics, could be strong close combat, drive a baton pass, fog away hazards, opposing screens, and whatnot. Roost for longevity could sub, tap tailwind. It's a nice mod. It's pretty damn nasty. And then we got Justin's 4th round pick. He ended up picking Corviknight. I mean, this is what we call a sword and shield staple. Great defensive typing, flying steel, got really good bulk with base 98 HP, base 85 special defense, and 105 defense. It get its hidden ability mirror armor is pretty good. Iron defense body press is pretty common with this mon. It can bulk up, defog away hazards, dual screens, roost for longevity, can sub, good U-turn pivot, taunt tailwind. It's got the support moves. It's got moves for utility and momentum. It's just in general a really good Pokemon. And then Stormtide took Deoxys Defense. I mean, actually, I'll go a little bit more deeper than this, but the first thing I'm just gonna say with Deoxys Defense, if you know, you know. It might have a base 50 HP stat, but base 160 in defense and special defense can set up. It's just a notorious spikes. Mon that's notorious for setting up spikes and Stealth Rock. It could also teleport, which is really good. Toxic Stall, Calm Mind, Setup, Future Sight, Iron Defense. So it's got some setup options for sure. Power Meteor Beam is crazy. Knockoff Utility is really good. Pain Split is just gross. Also gets Recover. Also gets dual screens. I mean, this is just some vile stuff right here. Taunt to stop any setup. It can just like hold like a lagging tail and then just like trick it. Yeah, it's just a pretty good mon. If you know, you know. Dio Defense. Postal took Landorus Therian, which I took Landorus as my first round pick. I just took Landorus Incarnate. Postal took Landorus Therian. It hits harder, so it's like offensively it has a little bit of a better damage output from the physical side, at least, as Landorus Incarnate has a better special attack. But it's the same defense stats, like the same bulk. Both have base 89 HP, base 90 defense, base 80 special defense. It's just Landorus Therian is much better defensively because it has Intimidate. Intimidate is just one of the best abilities in Pokemon. If you've played, whether it's like Hardcore Nuzlocke, Draft League, whatever the case may be, you know how good Intimidate is. And that's the benefit to Landorus Therian. It's obviously got the same weaknesses as Landorus Incarnate, both are still ground flying type. It is a little bit slower and hits a little less harder on the special side, but it makes up for it with Intimidate and hitting quite a bit harder on the physical side. My round 4 pick was Darmanitan. Specifically, Unova Darmanitan, not Galarian Darmanitan. And Unova Darmanitan is pretty disgusting. This is my second Pokemon I drafted that has the ability Sheer Force. So I can rock Sheer Force Life Orb for on a second Mon. But Unova Darmanitan, pretty bad defensively, base 55 defense and special defense. A piss poor base 30 special attack, but it makes up for the piss poor special attack at base 30 with a base 140 physical attack. Has a respectable base 95 speed. And despite having base 55 defense and special defense, actually has a pretty good HP stat of at base 105. But this is a phenomenal sheer force life orb mon. Choice scarf, choice band. It's just a very scary offensive presence. It's a fire type. You wanted a fire type. On my team, it's always nice to have a fire type in draft. And I felt like because I was going Unova only, it was either Volcarona or Darmanitan. And because even though Landers Incarnate has a higher physical attack than special attack, I'm mainly going to be using it as a special attacker because most of Landers Incarnate's moves boosted by sheer force and life orb is mostly special attacks, which means I'm mainly going to be running as a special attacker. So I really wanted a nice physical presence, and that's what Darmanitan is giving me compared to Volcarona. Yes, I'm losing arguably sweeping potential, but it's just nice to have the physical attacker. Also, Darmanitan gets Belly Drum. So if I can predict like a certain like a switch in and then Belly Drum, it could get really ugly really quick. Next we got Fanta taking Mega Sableye. I mean, I know it's a good mon, or like at least like I know what it does. It's just I don't have like experience using it. Only thing I know is it gets Magic Bounce, and Magic Bounce, or it gets Magic Bounce when it evolves. And Magic Bounce is one of the best abilities in Pokemon. Um, but it's like it has like the ultimate status: Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave. It can trick. Actually, well, no, because it's actually got the Mega Stone. Taunt. It could taunt. It could sub. I think it gets dual screens, or is it just reflect? Yeah, it gets dual screens. Pain split, recover, knock off for utility, fake out for utility, also encore disable. Yeah, it's got all it's got all the utility that a person could quite honestly ever ask for. Damage output, well, it doesn't really matter. It's just more of like a utility mon and a status mon. But basically, for being a melee defensive Pokemon, I guess base 85 attack and special attack is, I guess, respectable. From what I've seen from Mega Sableye, like the only attacking move I see Mega Sableye run is Foul Play. But yeah, it Mega Sableye makes it work. Aaron, with his round 4 pick, took Enamorous Therian. Why the Therian version? I'm not going to ask because it wasn't my pick. I think that, I mean, it's probably just because Enamorous Therian, even though it's significantly slower than Enamorous Incarnate, it just has like way more bulk. So maybe just wants the bulkier route instead of like the route where it's like, oh, where you get contrary superpower, which respects. Yeah, an Aerosaurian, fairy flying, pretty good, is really good offensively, even pretty good defensively, or like at least decent. Great bulk, 135 special attack. I mean, it's a pretty good mon. Um, Steinbaum ended up going Nidoking with his round 4 pick. And well, it's a sheer force life orb mon. Sheer force life orb Nidoking with earth power. I think it gets sludge bomb. Oh, I guess I did. Yeah, so it's like earth, sheer force life orb, sludge wave, earth power, shadow ball, ice beam. I'll say I think it gets flamethrower, focus blast, fire blast. What other sheer force life orb moves that are special because it typically likes to run it special. Thunderbolt, a bubble beam if you wanted to, confusion if you wanted to. Um, what else down here? Mudshot if you wanted to. Actually, no, why not? I'm an idiot. Um, it's got a lot of moves that are sheer force life 4 boosted. Water poles, yeah. Neo King is such a good mod. I like it a lot. Next we got Silverfang, who took Galarian Weezing, or amongst the Pokemon community, Joe Weezing. It's a nasty mon. Levitate is a really good ability as a poison type to be immune to ground type moves. It is perfect. But what makes it so good, if you know, you know, neutralizing gas to shut down any ability completely outside of I think photosynthesis and Quark Drive, which is the abilities of Paradox Pokemon. Besides those, I think it shuts down every ability. Poison Fairy, really good typing. I mean, once you even, anything that has the fairy type. If you have the fairy type, whether you're a pure fairy or it's fairy and a fairy dual type, it's always gonna be a good type because fairy type is just that good. But Galarian Weezing, two phenomenal abilities. Get some cool stuff. Curse, Destiny Bond can defog hazards and screens away. Haste to remove stat changes. Memento, take itself out while lowering the opponent's special attack and attack by 2 stages. Pain Split, Resto Chesto strats. Substitute, Taunt, Toxic. Also got T-Spikes, Will-O-Wisp. Offensively, Strange Steam is its go-to thing. Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb. Even gets Overheat. That's pretty crazy. Also gets Flamethrower, Fire Blast. Okay, the go-to if you for just Weezing in general, go Boom with Explosion. It's a good mon. Faj ended up taking Gligar. And this has a special place in my heart because in my last draft league, my first ever draft league, I drafted Gligar. I didn't keep him for the entire draft, but I did take Gligar, and it was a really good mon for me. before I let it go in that league, I really liked using the uh Gligar. Gligar, just like Glandorus, just like its fully evolved form score, ground flying type, pretty nice immunity, or immunity, I mean, he's in immunity, so if you get poisoned, you get poisoned. Gain, so immunity Pokemon cannot be poisoned, gain this ability while poisoned, cures it. Hyper Cutter prevents Intimidate and stuff. And Sandvale, it increases its evasiveness by 1.25 in Sandstorm, which is low key something that could actually, I'll just say something that could work well on my team. And I've came to the realization that you know, it's not a Gen 5 mod. So I was like, ooh, that would work well on my team. Doesn't even matter. And it's not fully evolved, so with base 105 defense and with base 105 defense, it doesn't have the greatest special defense or base special defense or HP, as both are base 65. But with Eviolite, that base 65 special defense gets fixed. And then as of HP, you just run like max HP Gligar. It's pretty good. Stab Acrobatics, Defog away hazards, Stab EQ, Stab Dual Wing Beat. It gets the Elemental Fangs, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, Ice Fang. Knock off for utility. Poison Jab's pretty good for fairies. Even though it's not weak to fairies, it's just nice to have a coverage move that's good for fairies. Psychic Fangs, Rock Slide. Also sets up Spikes, Stealth Rock, and I also think sets up Toxic Spikes. Yeah, sets up every hazard in the book. Swords Dance, Tailwind, Taunt. It's got the utility. Sets up all the good hazards. Stab Earthquake is very good. And for not being a fully evolved Pokemon, base 75 attack is legitimately respectable. Then we go down to Pivot, who took Rotom Wash. I mean, Rotom Wash is always what we like to call like Old Faithful. Always reliable. I mean, all the Rotom appliance forms have the same base stats, it's just different typings and whatnot. Base 50 HP, base 107 defense and special defense. So it's got the defense and special defense, but just doesn't have a good base HP. But you just easily counteract that just by running max HP Rotom Wash. And then it also has base 105 special attack, base 86 speed. It's got the bulk, respectable speed, still hits pretty good. Stab, Scald, Hydro Pumps, Thunderbolts, Thunders. I mean, they just do the trick. Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball for coverage. Gets dual screens. You can set up Nasty Plot with it. Pain Split. Signal Beam is also decent coverage. Gets the status in Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, and Toxic. You could run like Glagging Tail and then just trick your opponent. Volt Switch for momentum. Like I said, Rotom Wash is just all reliable. He's Old Faithful. You could always count on him. Venus Canex took Overquill. Overquill's an absolute demon. 3 really good abilities. Poison Point is a 30% chance to poisoning the enemy Pokemon when you make contact with it, so a contact move. And then pair it with its signature move, Barbarage. Barbarage has a 50% chance to poison And Barbarage is a contact move. Poison Point has a 30% chance to poison the enemy Pokemon with a contact move. And Barbarage has 50% chance to poison. So if you're Poison Point Overquill using Barbarage, you have an 80% chance to poison your opponent. And fun fact, not only is Barbarage a 50% chance to poison, on top of it, if the target is already poisoned, the power doubles. So it would go from a 60 base power move to a 120 base power move. It also gets Swift Swim, so in the rain, it gets double speed. And then Intimidate, just one of the best abilities, if not the best ability of all time. Stab Barbarage, Crunch does immense damage. Destiny Bond, Haze, Pain Split, Spikes, Substitute. It's just great utility hazards. Also gets Swords Dance. It's just a really good mon. Really good. Very. KJ took Gliscor this round. I talked about Gligar earlier. In fact, Gligar was taken 3 picks after Gliscor, which is Gliscor is the fully evolved version of Gligar for you guys. If any of you is watching and you don't know that, as good as Gligar is, Gliscor is just a whole nother level. It keeps Hypercutter and Sandville like Gligar, but instead of immunity, it gets Poison Heal, which if you're poisoned, it heals 1/8 of your max HP each turn. Usually when you're poisoned, you lose HP. Poison Heal, Gliscor gains 1/8 its max HP. It's base 75 defense, base 75 special defense, a whopping base 125 defense, base 95 attack and speed. It hits decently well. Stabby earthquakes are just gonna do damage. Respectable speed, good bulk, with Poison Heal to boat alongside with it. Just like the Landers Incarnate and Landers that's been taken in, just like its pre-evolution Gligar being ground flying type, quad weak to ice. But besides that, it's once again one of those very reliable Pokemon. Next, Tylord took Mega Venusaur. I mean, Mega Venusaur is very good. Base 123 defense, base 120 special defense, base 80 HP. So it's got a lot of. It's very bulky. Base 122 special attack. Among that bulky, hitting that hard, crazy. Base 80 speed. Among that's that bulky, hits hard, and it still has a respectable speed stat of base 80. And being a grass type, it has all the utility. I mean, look, like, first of all, it gets dual screen, yeah. So it gets dual screens. But look at this utility. Knockoff, great utility. Leech Seed, phenomenal. Dual screens once again. Sweet Powder, Synthesis. And then we just keep going down. I mean, Confide. I mean, that's crazy. Like, why does it get Confide? I don't know. Ingreen. Poison Powder. Scary Face. Shrink Shot. I mean, Sunny Day. So if you try to run a sun team with like chlorophyll and stuff, that's nice. It even gets Workup. And because a lot of teams like running are gonna have like terrain, it also gets Terrain Pulse. which is gonna be pretty gross. Also, this thing just gets weather balls, so yeah. It's a pretty good mod. Sus took what might be the most criminal pick of the draft. Not only the most criminal pick of the draft so far, probably the entire draft. How on earth this demon of a Pokemon known as motherfucking Sneasler has fallen to round 4? I'll say this right here, right now. There's been so many steals in Giga Leftovers, the demon of Papillon. Let me tell you, there's been so many steals of this in this draft. No disrespect to some of these people, but like if I didn't build an all Unova team, some of these ridiculous picks would have never happened. Would have never fallen to pick 13. If I was building an all Unova team, I was legitimately going to take Iron Valley and pick 5. Caesar, who went in round 4, would have been my second round pick. It's like there's so many Mons that are just somehow slid so far down. And it really pisses me off that the one time I'm trying to be cute, I'm trying to be fancy, like let me just build a team of some Mons from my favorite region, is when I'm seeing so many things just slide past me. Like I could have easily taken Iron Valley in round 1, followed it up with Sneasler round 2, and then round 3. Who went after me round 3? Oakmar and Hearthflame would have been nice. I could have won Excadrill. Like I could have had Iron Hands, Hydreigon, Kommo-o, Ferrothor, Tengu, Weavile. I probably would have went something like Weavile. I probably would have Iron Valiant, Sneasler, Weavile. It would be essentially no bulk. It would be very hyper offensive. But that trio has like practically no switch-ins. It's like so many of these Pokemon have slid so far down the line. It just makes me question everything. But let me just get back to the recap as I should. Sneasler, I mean, word. I mean, I guess I can start with his abilities. Unburden. I mean, once the held item is consumed, it just gets double speed. I mean, that's pretty crazy because it already has base 120 speed. Poison touch. Anytime. It's a 30% chance of poisoning the enemy with a contact move. And then you combine that with Dire Claw, which is its signature move. Dire Claw has a 50% chance to poison, sleep, or paralyze. Combine it with Poison Touch, Dire Claw would have a 50% chance to sleep, a 50% chance to paralyze, but an 80% chance to poison. This is a disgusting Pokemon. I'm so baffled I got Sneasler so late. Yeah, if I wasn't building an all Unova team, I would have had him with my second pick, or my second round pick. Dire Claw is genuinely evil. Yeah, it's the most, probably the only thing more busted than Dire Claw is probably Geomancy. And guess what? Xerneas is banned. And because Xerneas is banned, Dire Claw is the most broken thing in existence. See, the funny thing is, let me even pull this up. Where is it? Draft board. Let me pull up on the draft board. So there's a lot of Pokemon that are just banned. And then we have complex bans where it's the Pokemon is legal, but you can't do a certain thing. Like Kieran Black can't Dragon Dance. Why is there no such thing as a complex ban for Dire Claw on Sneasler. Like, I don't know why Sneasler in general just isn't banned. Claw be a complex ban. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, how it slid so far down blows my. And then never mind stab close combat, which is just. I mean, this thing is just top of damage. And then if you are unburdened consuming your item, you'll be double speed. And you could be like double speed with double base power acrobatics. And then you get fake out, which is phenomenal utility. Probably just are. And then it doesn't get a knockoff, thank the Lord. For a second I thought I did. Rock Slide is just good coverage. Taunt. It gets U-turn, which is it's just a disgusting Pokemon. Something along the lines of like Dire Claw, close combat, fake out, and U-turn is just the most evil, sadistic thing I've ever seen Pokemon ever make. Especially with Poison Touch. I don't know who created this mon and who thought it was a good idea to say, this is just fine. I'll say this right here, right now. It's not fine. This mon is broken. It's way too good. Nothing of value would be lost if Dire Claw was complex banned, to be honest, since Poison Jab does the same thing without the roulette. That is true to an extent. It's just, I guess it's what you brought up. Poison chance is lower because Poison Touch and Dire Claw's an 80% chance to poison, when Poison Jab plus Poison Touch is 60%. So besides chance to poison and playing roulette, as you said, it's the same thing. So it's like you essentially hit the nail on the head. It's just a disgusting one. I don't know why it's not banned. But that's enough of the Sneasler shtick. Big Joe selected Aegislash. I love Aegislash. Steel Ghost is quite honestly just a disgusting typing. And normal Aegislash has base 60 HP, base 140 defense, and special defense. But when you click an attacking move, the base 140 defense and special defense flip with its attack and special attack. So it'll become base 140 attack and special attack, and then base 50 defense and special defense. And then you could just King Shield after just to get back into your shield form. And then you could just like double your speed with Autotomize, close combat. For some reason it has Head Smash, Flash Cannon, Iron Head, Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak Priority. Gets the completely nice Steel Beam. Let me tell you, ain't nothing just nothing feels better than just ripping a raw Steel Beam. There's just something about it. I just really can't explain it to you, but just nothing like ripping a raw Steel Beam. Load in round 4 took Mega Gyarados, which instead of Water Flying is Water Dark. A massive 155 base attack, 130 base special defense, 109 base physical defense, base 95 HP. It's a very bulky mon. Hits insanely hard. And And what's the cream of the crop? You're probably thinking to yourself. Ah, I'm glad you asked. Just just Dragon Dance. The only downside to Mega Gyarados is its base 81 speed. The upside is you can just Dragon Dance. And it gets Stab Crunch, Stab Waterfall. I think it gets Liquidation. No, it does not get Liquidation, but Stab Waterfall, Stab Crunch, Iron Head for Fairies, Earthquake, Dragon Dance Setup, Body Slam, um, Ice Fang, Power Whip, gets Reflect for some odd reason, Stone Edge, it could sub. If you want to be an absolute savage, you could just Temper Flare with this thing. Which sounds bonkers, and it's because it is. It's just a really good mega. Um, then we move to Savage Raccoon, who sniped me a little bit. I originally planned on taking Keldeo, but I was like, it just really was a little iffy with my points, especially with the terror attacks on my Tornadoes. I had to be careful. I kind of had to sacrifice me taking Keldeo, which sucks, but it's something I'll for sure live with. Um, Keldeo is really good. Water fighting, very good offensive typing. Base 129 special attack, base 108 speed. Even has pretty good bulk in base 90 defense and special defense with base 91 HP. It gets Secret Sword, which damages the target based on its defense, not special defense. Aura Sphere, Focus Blast is like your special fighting moves. Flip Turn for momentum. This thing gets Scald, which if you know, you know. Scald is just completely broken. For some reason, gets Pain Split, Collect, Taunt. Plays like almost any other Pokemon does. Flip Turn for momentum. Once again, close combat just hits like a truck. To be fair, well, it hits like a truck for most Pokemon, but it's base 72. Unless if you could find a way to get a Justify boost or run Choice Band or something, you should never run physical Keldeo, quite honestly, in my opinion. But if you get a Justify boost or run Choice Band, then close combat Keldeo just does immense damage. We're moving on to Radish round 4 pick, and he took Iron Crown. Not as busted of a Pokemon compared to Sneasel. I mean, obviously, but also it's just one of those Mons that just makes me wonder, how the fuck did he fall to round 4? It's a Paradox Mon. All these Paradox Pokemon are just busted. Base 90 HP, base 100 defense, base 108 special defense. Great bulk, base 98 speed. For being a bulk, for having really good bulk, it's got good speed. But it has base 122 special attack. And then we're looking at Stab Tachyon Cutter, Stab Psychic, Stab Psyshock. If you get Psychic Terrain up, then Stab Expanding Force. I mean, Stab Flash Cannon. Nothing like ripping a raw Steel Beam once again. Volt Switch for momentum. If you want to run like Calm Mind variations, you could do like Calm Mind Stored Power. It's like Calm Mind Agility Stored Power. Also gets Focus Blast for coverage against Dark types. I mean, Resto Chesto. I mean, it's a nasty mon. Once again, I just don't know how the hell it fell to round 4. If I had a nickel for every mon that shouldn't have dropped to round 4, I'd be rich. Let's see. Let's see how many of these bonds should have never been drafted round 4. I guess Cleavor honestly kind of makes a little bit of sense. Corviknight makes sense a little bit. Kind of expect to be a little before. Deoxys Defense, don't know how. Landorus don't know how. Nidoking, Sheer Force Life Orb was really good. It's pretty interesting. Galarian Weezing, honestly don't know how. Rotomosh, questionable. Overquill, don't know how. Gliscor, don't know how. Mega Venusaur, I guess. Now, Sneasler, oh, would have been my round 2 pick if I wasn't going all Unova. Um, Aegislash should have never been round 4. Mega Crown, I don't know how. I mean, yeah, I agree. You'd be rich for sure. Then the last round 4, or actually, it was the first round 4 pick, but the last one we're going to talk about is Aquanu, who took Fortress. I mean, you kind of know what you're just getting out of Fortress. It's just a mon that has insane special defense, or not special defense, physical defense. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, it's got base 140 defense with base 75 HP. Has base 60 special defense. Whatever you do, it is Bug Steel, which only has one weakness, and that is to bug. Or not to bug. Oh my god, I'm so. Bro, oh my god, my eyes are like rolling back right now. Like I could feel it closing. Like I'm not tired, but like I just feel like it's about to shut. It only has one weakness, and it's a quad weakness to fire. Keep Fortress away from any fire type or Mon with fire type coverage. Once again, like I said, you kind of know what you're getting out of Fortress. A physical wall that can set up Toxic Spikes, can set up Spikes, can set up Stealth Rock. In other words, it just sets up all the hazards in the book. Also gets Explosion, which is pretty normal out of it. Iron Defense Body Press sets. Dual screens. Rapid Spin is common from it too. Pain Split. Gets Volt Switch for momentum. I mean, once again, you kind of know where you're getting out of it. But you know what the cream of the crop is? The cream of the crop with with um with with Fortress is just ripping a fucking raw steel beam, baby. Aquanu, I better see you be ripping a raw steel beam with Fortress once this year. If I don't see you rip a raw steel beam with Fortress, I am not going to be a happy camper. I want to see it. I will pay you to rip a raw steel beam with Fortress. With that being said, that's our recap. Well, when I get home from work, tomorrow I could only assume that round 5 is going to be done, and arguably round 6 has a good chance. Do I think the draft is going to be over tomorrow? No. The draft is probably going to be done either late Tuesday or late Wednesday. But whenever it is, I'll just of course, do my round by round recaps like I've been doing. And most importantly is after um after the draft, I'll I'll be doing a what you want to call it. I'm gonna be in a Discord call with at least with somebody else, probably could be multiple people, about like post draft, about talking about everybody's team and whatnot. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this recap. Until tomorrow when I get home. Power ranking, an honest power ranking based off right now. Well, first and foremost, let me just make my pick real quick. My round 5 pick. And I'm going to be taking Jelson. So I have taken Jelson. Nobody's even updated this yet. But honest power ranking right now, it's so tough. I mean, I mean, Lord have mercy, man. At number 1 right now, yeah, he said, to be honest, I was mostly asking once the draft ends, obviously, but because some of us have essentially done halfway with our draft, I'll give a halfway point power ranking. Um, I mean, I feel like number 1 right now is Tylord. I mean, Iron Valiant, Goldengo, Hydreigon, and Mega Venusaur is absolutely disgusting. Low key sus. I honestly think right now, I feel like that you would be my number 2 on the power ranking right now. Tornadus Therian, the classic U-turn AV regenerator set, Heatran, Rillaboom, Sneasler is just vile. It is just disgusting. I don't know how, as 18 people, outside of you and Tylord, the other 18 of us, I guess outside of you, Tylord, and then me, because I'm doing an all Unova team, 17 people in the league, and they could not stop. 17 people could not allow Tylord to not take Iron Valiant, Goldango, Hydreigon, and Mega Venusaur, and they just allowed you, 17 people allowed you to take Sneasel, Therian. Like, what are we doing? These are insane teams. I should, I'm gonna personally say my favorites, not all 20 teams, obviously. But my favorites would be like you, Tylord. Low key, I'm really liking Load's team. I think Load has Gouging Fire, Galarian, Darmanitan, Gyarados. I think it's gonna be insane. I really like Savage Raccoon's team as well. Cinderace, Latios, Tanglu, Keldeo. Also like Radish team, Zapdos, Ogerpon, Wellspring, Weavile, and Iron Crown. I think is a really good team. yeah, some demon cores are being built this draft. Absolutely. It doesn't have like crazy offensive presence. It's just Garchomp right now, but it's such a nasty defensive core. Garchomp, Galarian, Slowking, Alamalola, and Fortress is just good lord. Um, Silverfang, Excadrill, Karam Black with Slowking, Galarian, Weezing, I think is pretty good. Steinbaum, I think, is actually like a little underrated with Mega Gallade, Darkrai, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Nidoking, and Jirachi. Um, Obviously not gonna try to show any bias here, but I'm not gonna say like my team is like, oh, it's A1, it's elite, it's this. But I mean, I feel like the genies, like the stuff I could cook up with Landorus Incarnate, Tornadus Incarnate, Thundurus Incarnate, add on top Darmanitan and Jellicent. I think I have a sneaky good team. I don't think I'm at the top. I don't think I'm like where you are or where, but I like Bolsel's team a lot too. Zamazenta crowned with Clefable and Greninja. Also adding on Landers, Therian, and pretty nasty. Um, I mean Stormtide, Dragapult, Palafin, Terapagos, Terrestrial with Deoxys Defense. Like Deoxys Defense getting up Stealth Rock and Spikes for those Mons is just crazy. I do Chien Pao, Raging Bolt, Primarina, Urvanite. Also him on top could be cool. Um Another team like is KJ, Mega Scizor, Score. Um Mega Alakazam is pretty good. Downside to Mega Zam in this league is it's one of the complex bands. It can't Nasty Plot or Calm Mind, but it still hits extremely hard even without it and is extremely fast. Paired with Tapu Fini, Kamo and Aegislash, he's got a nice defensive backbone with Kamo, Aegislash, and Tapu Fini. Like those three mons are a really good defensive backbone. And then he just has a Mega that's just now, like when it comes to some of my least favorite teams, um, um, like low key, it's like I like Faj's team, but I feel like compared to like some of the other teams out there, like Your Sus or Ty Lord, like I like Faj team. It's just compared to like the top tier teams, it's it's all right. Like I like the Pokemon. It's just right now. I don't know if that's a crazy statement to say, but it's just my personal opinion. Like Spectrier is really good. It's pretty busted. I like Empoleon. I used Gligar in my last draft. It's just I just feel like I won't say that it's bad, but like compared to like these other teams, just don't think it's there. Like Aaron's team, I like Iron Tresmealis, Squirrada, Iron Moth, and Amber is actually pretty good. Fanta, I know he just chose normal Mawile because it's his mascot. He wanted Mega Mawile, but he just stuck to the basic Mawile because of the mascot. But like Deoxys Speed, Orcon Hearthflame with Mega Sableye, like the ultimate utility and status Mega, I dig. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I like quite a bit Faj's team. It's like Faj is like the only team where I look, I'm like, it's a good team, but it's like I look at his team compared to everybody else, and I'm like, it's like everybody else's. I see at least like one or two things that I'm like, oh, like there's like that just that one thing that sticks out. With Faj's team, it's not like I said, it's not like it's a bad team. To me, outside of Spectrier, like Empoleon's a good modding. It has like good utility and stuff. But like to me, like the only thing that's like eye popping is Spectrier. And that's not a bad thing, because Spectrier is very, very good. It's broken. But it's like outside of that, there's nothing that like stands out. It's like I look at I look at every team. Gamer, Mega Mawile, Steel Fairy, huge power. Cleavor, really good. Dawn Fan, nice, hazard setter. I look at Justin's team. I look at Champal, Raging Bolt, Primarina, Corviknight. I mean, everything except Hitmontop. I look at Stormtide's team. Everything except Colossal. I look at Puzzle's team. Legitimately everything. If Puzzle's worst mon right now is Rotom Heat, that's scary. Honestly, not being biased here, I look at my team. I got so much weather control with the genies. I got Darmanitan and Jellicent on top of it. I look at Fanta's team. Deoxys Speed, Oakpon Heartflame, Mega Sableye. Legitimately everything on his team except normal Mawile. I look at Aaron's team. Legitimately, I like every mon on that team. Steinbaum, I look at every Pokemon on his team. I like them all. Same thing with Silverfang, with Karen Blackshore, looking Excadrill, Galarian, and Weezing. Same thing with Pivot. Well, not same thing with Pivot completely. Just I like Great Tusk, Gladios, and Rotom Wash. I just really haven't used Neo Lego much. So I don't have like a good opinion because I don't have personal experience with it. Um Venus Canex, Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Overcoil. It's like you got Tapu Koko to help bundle and hands in electric terrain to get their Quark Drive. And then I look at KJ's team. Mega Scizor, Roaring Move, Petron, Gliscor, one of the best teams in the league. Tylord, Iron Valley, and Golden Go, Hydreigon, Mega Venusaur. I personally think is the best team in the league. Then I look at your team, Sus, Tornado Therian, Heatran, Rillaboom, Sneasel. A team that is arguably make a case for, but I personally think is second edge out Tylord in my opinion. Then I look at Big Joe, Mega Zam, Tapu Fini, Combo, Aegislash, Disgusting, Load, Gouging Fire, Galarian Darmanitan, Ferrothorn, Mega Gyarados, Nasty, Savage Raccoon, Cinderace, Gladios, Tingu, Keldeo, Gross, Radish, Zapdos, Orphan Wellspring, Weavile, Iron Crown, Gross. Be very good defensively. Doesn't have much of presence outside of Garchomp. Like outside of Garchomp, there's no offensive presence, which is fine because the four mods he's drafted is a really good defensive core. And now I'm just expecting a shit ton of fast Pokemon or Pokemon that can hit like a truck. He's already got his defensive core, and he's probably just going to draft Pokemon that hit extremely hard, that have a high damage output, and that are just fast. And it's just like, look at Faj's team, and I'm like, I feel like every team to me, in my personal opinion, like I said, it's a good team, but it's like and to me, his team is the least eye popping to me. And it just sucks because he has Spectrier. But I mean, I'm probably gonna go to bed soon. Um, but if you enjoyed the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Really means a lot to me because I just do this for fun. So any support I get means a lot to me. Somebody that just does it for fun. But with that being said, your boy Sal is out. Have a good night.